Hello, it's Belinda. I'm here today to share my process for creating this double page layout, documenting a story of a day spent at Manly Beach in Sydney with my family on our first family holiday as a family of four. This happened in January 2019. So to create this layout, I'm using the Endless Summer collection from Coco Vanilla. I didn't have the entire collection. I just had some bits and pieces that I had picked up in a little bundle during one of Coco Vanilla's closeout sales. I had a really specific idea of what I wanted to do with this layout, so much so that I think I had planned it out before we had gone to Sydney, knowing that there was every chance that we were going to have a beach day and I would be able to create this beach day layout because the collection features lots of little bits and pieces of cut aparts and ephemera referring to beach days and ice creams. And whenever we go to Manly, my husband is from Sydney, whenever we go to Manly, we go down to one of the ice cream shops there and have an ice cream. It's something that he remembers from his childhood, so we took our kids there to do the same. Like I said, I did have plans for this layout and I think I had even sketched them out. So I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to trim down some of the pieces of paper and lay them horizontally across the two white background pages. So I started off with this really pretty ombre peachy colour, and I've just run some stitching with my sewing machine along the top and bottom edge of that. And then I trimmed down this triangle geometric patterned paper, and I'm using one of my border punches to punch along the outside just to add a little bit of extra interest there. And I have 5 photos that I'm getting on this layout, which is really cool. I love it when I can get lots of photos on my layout. So I'm just playing around with the placement of those. As you can see, I've got some which I have in a square format. I have one which is a landscape orientation photo. That's my daughter with the ice cream making a really funny pose. And then another one that was the portrait orientation is my daughter, and the landscape orientation is the one of the 4 of us with the beach in the background. Of course, I had to make sure that I got a nice photo of the beach there, so that's the one that's gone in the middle, and I've trimmed that down in the center because that will be split across the 2 pages. So I figured out where I want to place those photos, and now I'm going to add some foam to give them a little bit of a lift. So I end up mounting all but that center photo onto the foam. That center photo that will be sitting across the 2-page protectors, I've decided to leave flat against the page. Then I've grabbed the cut apart sheet here and I've picked some of the little cut aparts that I think go well with my layout, and I'm going to get stuck into building a whole bunch of little layered embellishment clusters across the page. So you can see I've got my circle punch out and I've punched out that hello sunshine. And I'm just customizing some of these cut apart sheets to have them suit my layout and suit the story. So that Life's the Beach, I really loved the wood grain of it, but the little van on the bottom didn't really suit my layout, so I will trim that bit off. The ice cream, I didn't want the full-size card, so I'm going to fussy cut around the ice cream here. And I will just say I recorded this video quite some time ago and I've had it sitting on my computer unedited, so I've decided to go ahead and edit it and upload it. It is summer here in Australia, so it seems like a good time to do that. And I think the rest of this video is really going to be watching me fuss around with where I want to place all of these different embellishments. And the reason I've left it in is because I think it's always interesting to see how people go about placing their embellishments down and the decisions they make and where things move around. I'm not very good at layering, and I don't feel like I'm as good at layering as some other scrapbookers that I've watched, and I tend to overthink my decisions a little bit. But watching something like this I think is really interesting because it allows you to see somebody else's process and how and why they make the decisions that they make. So that summer bucket list little cut apart embellishment was great because going to the beach and eating ice cream with the kids was something that was on my summer bucket list. And I do want to apologize because I'm having some trouble with my video editing software, which means that as I'm recording the voiceover, my video is freezing. It's an issue that I had a little while ago and I thought I had managed to fix it, but it's cropping up again. And it's really frustrating because it means that while I'm recording this voiceover, I can't actually see what's happening on the video. So I apologize if what I'm saying is a little bit behind or outdated. I'm hoping to have this issue fixed in the next couple of days because I have a lot of content that I want to be sharing it throughout January and throughout the rest of the year. So that little cut apart there where I've added the date stamp that I used was an Elle Studio stamp set, which I think was from December 2018, but it was the perfect size for that little label. So I've just added the date that the photos were taken, and that was the 20th of January 2019. I've got this little puffy sticker set, which it may have come from the Endless Summer collection or it may have come from Coco Vanilla's other summer collection. I picked up the bundles for both of those summer collections at the same time. So I kind of interchanged them because there wasn't really a lot of product in each of the bundles. So I joined them together. So I've added that puffy sticker there of the camera underneath the photo of my daughter and I with the ice cream, and then another one that says "Oh Happy Day" just above the photo of us. And you can see I've tucked in that "Life's a Beach" card to the far right. I've also gone ahead and added my title up there using the alpha set that came with the Endless Summer collection. And I've added my journaling above the photos to the left. And it's just a little story about us going to the beach and having ice cream, which is something that my husband remembers from his childhood growing up on the northern beaches in Sydney. So there is another couple of puffy stickers there that have come in, the cloud above the Hello Sunshine die cut and the Say Cheese just between the two photos there on the left. Now I've grabbed this little border strip off the sticker sheet and I'm going to cut that in half and stick it in two different places, one above the photo on the far left and one below the photo on the far right. Having a look to see if there's anything else that I want on this sticker sheet, and I'm going to grab a couple of these little arrows and stick them on in the same places where I've put that little border strip. The little starburst that says "The Good Life," and I'm going to pop that up on some foam dots just to give it a little bit of dimension. Pop that there between the two photos. That love piece just didn't really fit in anywhere. Now I'm pulling up this label because I've decided that I want to notch the edges and to trim down the border of the label just a little bit. So I'm trimming it off first, and then I'm going to grab my power punch and just notch the edges of it so it gives it that notched edge. Notched. How many times can I say notched? That notched edge label look. It's a technique that I've seen lots of people use, and if you haven't used it before, it's a really good way to get some nice even half sort of quarter circles cut out of the corner of your labels. And just trying out a few more things from this sticker sheet. I think I'm just about done with the embellishing, so adding some more foam dots. I do have two different types of foam dots. One's quite a low profile, which is what you can see me using here, and the other one's a little bit higher. So I like to alternate when I'm doing something like this. I like to alternate the height of my embellishments just to give a little bit of extra interest. So here I'm just adding there's some little cute little hearts on this sticker sheet, so I'm just adding those into a few different places across the layout. I really liked that banner, but the green was just a bit too bright, so I didn't end up going with it. And then I've got these wooden button embellishments, which again, I'm not sure if they came from the Endless Summer collection or if they were from the other summer collection. I know I've got two sets of these that came from Coco Vanilla at the same time. So I'm just going to go and add a hand-drawn border around the outside of my page using one of my peachy coloured pens. I won't make you watch that. And then to finish off, I grab out one of my Heidi Swapp colour shines. I believe I used either the peach or the coral, I can't recall now. But I decided to add a few splatters around the top, or on the top and the bottom white border, just to fill in some of the white space. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure that I like that I added the splatters. Looking at it, I kind of wish I had just left the white space as it is, but I added the splatters. So it is what it is. And yeah, I always have trouble with the droppers on these bottles. So I have now gone and purchased a little paintbrush, which I use for my splattering. I find it a little bit easier. So I'm going to mirror that splattering that I've put up the top there on the opposing page. And once I'm finished with the splatters, that is it for this layout. I hope you have enjoyed. I know the quality of this wasn't quite as good as some of my more recent videos. Like I said, I did record this a while ago, but I didn't want to have it sit there doing nothing. So there are some close-up photos at the end. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.